Throw Gang, we are joined by the Dobby Don Dada, Lauren Schlossman, and myself, the Crimson King, James Harris. Sounds like something out of True Detective.
21st century schizoid man.
Welcome to the weekly Running the Boys, where we're rolling around, recording today's full episode, which is only available on
www.throwingfits.com.
Before we get into hitting up the SNL after party, fashion musical chairs, and our favorite uptown festive holiday, Old New York watering holes.
Real New York.
Let's get into a bunch of housekeeping, Lawrence.
Wow, what a fucking week we have queued up.
Shirt week.
Shirt week. James and I are conveniently wearing our beautiful new Rosewood work shirts. The Throwing Fits work shirt, which debuted last October in Shadow Plaid, is motherfucking back and better tthan ever.
Yeah. Same pattern you know and love. Brand new textiles.
Yeah. This is a complicated shirt.
I know. we're like Googling the terms. All right, let's get into this.
Yes.
Okay. We are talking about a checkered fabric with custom yarn dyed floating Dobby thread in tones of a washed crimson and a crisp, effervescent, bubbling champagne.
Yes, this is an elevated work shirt that I personally believe, not just because I'm invested in this 50%. Also, these new rolling chairs are too fun, dude. I'm fucked. I'm going to be off camera half the episode. I think it is super versatile in that it is chic, but also a piece of workwear.
Yeah, I'm going to give you credit where credit's due.
Thank you, sir.
This was, okay, so we're rolling out. We got just one shirt.
Yep.
There are a few complications around the second shirt, but that second shirt's on the way. This was kind of like the Larry-led design where you're like, I want to do something that you want it to go red, not like too red.
No.
And I think that's actually like a very prescient call. I feel like in the women's wear world, like a pop of red is for sure. If there was a Fitties, the chickies,
women can vote in the Fitties.
the bitch, yeah,
and there are women nominees in a variety of categories.
Yes.
To be clear,
mainly the Hawk Tuah girl.
She's showing up everywhere.
She's in every category.
Yeah.
Starting next week. This was like this. You kind of like led the design, and as we get into like the dual product drops, especially with shirting, it feels like there's gonna always be kind of like a Larry led and like a Jimmy joint, right?
Yes.
This was the Larry led. The Jimmy joint got a little fucked up.
we
don't worry, we found a solution.
We course corrected. We're fixing it in post.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. If you follow what I wear on the internet on the pod, you know that there's
what a sentence.
You know that there's a certain type of work shirt that I love, primarily a Armani jean style 90s hard wearing piece of workwear that also can be dressed up. And I hate using that filthy little word, but chic is the best way to describe it. And I think that this bridges the gap.
Boredom to the bar, baby.
Yeah.
It's super textured, which you can't probably not see. You can probably not see.
You can't probably not see that shit.
Yeah, they can't see me. But you know, we will shout out to God Aaron for the ecom photos and Peter for the kind of editorial photos, and our boy Andy. Yo, I hope everyone's enjoying the episodic content. Yeah,
big week of fucking fun content on the IG for show.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun to do. It's a long day.
Yeah,
we fucking did it.
Here's the deal. It is a washed muted red with beautiful kind of crispy champagne undertones, as we are calling them. What's cool about this shirt is, when we're fucking in the fucking Swatch archive and we're going through and we're iterating, we're ideating, and we are creating the future. This one really jumped out. It is this idea of like a floating Dobby thread. It'll make sense when you buy this amazing shirt for $185, available for Substack.
Available to the stackers on Thursday, December 19th.
Right.
Available to those that show up to our Colbo event. Just a few of you will have access to them.
Limited quantities.
That many. And then available to Gen Pop on Friday, December 20th.
And as long as they last, which probably won't be long.
I confirmed with the distribution center, they will be working on Christmas Eve. So
thank God.
They'll be shipping out Friday and Monday, the 23rd.
Yeah.
Because we made Tiny Tim make sure, we made Tiny Tim wrap these up.
Yeah, his polio-stricken limbs will still be wrapping up all your new work shirts, whether you buy for yourself or somebody else.
What I was going to say is that you might not be able to see it on the video here, but like the textured nature of this is very fucking gas. And we say floating Dobby, like you said, like maybe that Maybe those two words have never entered your brain together. Chances are very high that that's the case.
Yeah.
But it'll all make sense when you're able to see like the super close-up high-res pics, when you get to touch it in person at Colbo, when you order it and it arrives at your doors just mere days later.
Expeditiously.
Just in time for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is you do.
Whatever holiday, whatever God you choose to worship, and if that God is consumerism, you're definitely in the right place.
God touched these shirts. What's my point?
What's really cool is that it's like the natural kind of organic characteristics of the fabric on these, I think, are different in terms of any type of shirt we've done, where like over time, this one, I think more than any other, is going to really like mold and distress to the wearer. So it's going to be probably more unique and one of a kind over the lifetime of you wearing it than probably anything else we've ever sold.
The more you wear it, the more unique it is. Although unique is a binary. Something's either unique or not.
Really?
Yeah, you can't. There's no levels of uniqueness.
It's not a subjective thing?
No, it is.
Right, so there's levels then.
But it's a binary.
Oh.
You can't be more unique than something else. You be more different.
Yo, this shit more different, though.
No, this shit is unique.
Yeah. The details in terms of fit, for anyone who has the work shirt, the previous work shirt, you already know this, but anyone new here, these are a intentionally cropped straight hem shirt so that
a little boxy.
It's like the perfect for this time of year. I know a lot of you guys have boxy leather jackets, boxy fucking Carhartt Detroit jackets, something in between on that scale. And this is not, I hate this, dude. When you wear your favorite crop jacket and you're like, well, I have to tuck my shirt in or else my tails are going to be poking out. This has been designed to absolutely eliminate that fucking, it is a clusterfuck of layering. I hate when that happens.
We are, if anything, we are just humble problem solvers. Even when that problem is as inconsequential and niche and unique as to just, I don't want my shirt tails poking out of my cropped blouse.
But that'll ruin my day, dude.
I know. And now your day's good because we designed, the work shirt has become part of like Throwing Fits Essentials. No, that's not it.
Our core
product program.
Yeah, our core product offering. So yeah, they are cropped for everyone's layering pleasure by design. The fabric is soft as a rose, but it's a work shirt, so you know this shit is hard as wood.
Dude, I was doing some work shit in my. I wore my shadow plaid work shirt this morning because I was doing some work shit, hauling a bunch of fucking boxes of cans of canned wine.
We were also wearing these when we fucking hauled up our new chairs, which we'll get into later.
Yes,
up fucking. That's at least 2 flights of stairs.
The cans of wine, literally hundreds and hundreds of cans of wine down to the perilous basement of Colbo. If you ever seen those stairs, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
how many people fucking have CTE from smashing their head on that fucking beam?
Me. Don't worry. I did it for y'all. I made sure that everyone at the party will be, whether you're, it's another binary. You're either like, oh no, it's a trinary.
Oh, I love a
Beer
trinary.
From Orion.
Yeah.
Hard seltzer from Dirty Water.
Uh-huh.
And wine from Zev Ravine Selections.
Yeah.
So it's a trinary.
It's a triad, dude. It's a holy trinity of free holiday booze. What more do you want?
Yeah. So the details
what more do you need?
December 19th, Colbo, 6 to 9 p.m., 51 Orchard Street. Pull up.
Yeah.
We will have work shirts available for sale, whether you want to like cop on the spot or like try it on.
Yep.
Actually touch the fabric, judge for yourself, whether it's worthy of your $185, which it fucking is, because we made these in the same factories as other brands that charge, I don't know, 2.2x that.
There is no
because we are a
DTC,
DTC,
direct to consumer.
Because we are a Don C brand,
Don to clothing,
Don Tolliver clothing. Yeah, there's no wholesale margin, so whatever. Just a little fucking math for you nerds.
Yeah. And like Don Tolliver, we're stone cold psychos, I think is what his fucking record's called.
Yeah.
Just real quick, it is a 5-button front. We already talked about the cropped nature and the straight hem. There are dual chest buttoned patch pockets, so you can store your Zins, your cigs. You could put a fucking can of wine or beer or hard seltzer up in that bitch. There is ample space that make these a true work shirt, even though, again, we just kind of elevated this shit as we are wont to do because Listen, bro. I'm not going to get into the whole stolen valor nature of workwear and all that. Everyone already knows where my proclivities are, or where my proclivities lay, I should say. And I think this is kind of like, just like it was last time with the fucking beautiful shadow plaid. It's like, if we're going to do a work shirt, this is how Throwing Fits does a work shirt.
Yeah. We're like Mew Mew doing a Detroit jacket, but we're not charging $5,000 for it.
Yeah, dude. Those are so sick, though.
$185, December 19th on the Substack, December 20th, Gen Pop. Pull to Colbo on December 19th evening time, 6 to 9 p.m.
100% cotton, made in India.
Yeah. All that good stuff.
Well, you wear a medium, I wear a large. It's the only cut and sew that matters. So just fucking keep it locked.
Yeah. No pre-order. These are ready to ship out. Yeah. Everyone knows the deal. Okay. We talked about the shirt. We talked about the Colbo event. We also need to mention.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we got together with the Groms and cut a Fab 5 Throwing Fits Year in Review Critics' Choice Award Spectacular Holiday Special. Woo! We recorded on Saturday. That sucked. Here's
the thing. Normally, I'd be like, it sucks to record on a Saturday. But when the Fab 5 get together and they're back in the building and magic is made, that is never time wasted, in my opinion.
I guess they do have jobs, so it's like Saturday or Sunday or nothing.
Well,
what?
People always want the Groms around, as do we, but it's like, we are recording right now on Monday, as we always do for Boys Only. This is business hours.
Right.
We have to literally, when we need these guys in the building on the mics, we got to do it on a weekend.
We put together. How long was that episode? I couldn't see the time. Was it 2.5 hours?
I think it's something around 2:20, 2:30.
Always great to get the boys back in the building. Chuck giggling his fucking took us off. Robbie with his brat-inflected insights into pop culture and internet culture. Chef with his elevated musical and even like cinematic takes.
Yeah.
Larry Larry driving.
Ooh, I love
the plane,
to
driving the boat, which he can't drive, but he did a pretty good job.
Thanks.
Me just chilling in the fucking cut.
You get to relax.
I get to what?
You get to relax for a change.
Well, what are they? Oh, you're the straight guy, right? And do people still confuse that? Where they're like, wait, Lawrence is gay?
Yeah, the New Yorker called me gay. No, I think people still
I thought he was gay.
Every so often will make me the butt of a joke because you were called the straight man of Throwing Fits, and which
I so amply and aptly mentioned. I was like, oh yeah, I went home and fucked after that holiday party. Which, come on, guys. I just set up the premise for the Buffalo Wild Wings story.
Context is king, as we always say, and my man wasn't
that was
home.
contextless.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fun one. So that'll be behind the paywall for all.
Maybe I slept at a bus stop that night. Right?
All you said was you didn't sleep at home. So yeah, you could have been anywhere.
Maybe I didn't go to sleep at all.
That's true.
I did.
So we're doing all paywalled content for the subscribers, for the only fans that matter of the only podcast. And no, I guess all our fans matter, but some matter more than others. Some are more unique. And that'll be out tomorrow. And I can't wait. That's like the best. And here's the other thing too. We should mention that following that next week, Fitties voting is open.
Yeah. So the Critics' Choice, we went through the Fitties. It was like whatever your personal favorite of the year was. Whether that, how do you decide that? Is it like what you actually long and pine for with your heart? Is it what you kind of more objectively think like was the best or the worst based on external factors outside of like your own brain? That being said, Fitties voting, the categories that we ran through, opens on Monday, December 23rd.
Yep.
We got the classics that you know and love. Best brand, most stylish celebrity, biggest bozo, goat of the year, sneaker of the year, collab of the year, trend of the year,
brand of the year.
I said brand of the year.
Movie of the year.
Movie of the year, TV show of the year.
Musical artist of the year.
Musical artist of the year. Bad news for Lawrence and 12 other people listening. Yay and Ty Dolla $ign not included on musical artist of the year.
It was not because I wanted to vote for Vultures. It was more of like, was Vultures one even remotely good, and does Ye even currently have any cultural currency or relevancy in our world?
He's the most famous man in the world.
He kind of still is, though.
Not, bro. No,
either way, no, Vultures did not make it. Yeah. You cannot vote for it. Sorry.
We tried to keep the list a little tighter this year, which I don't know if we did a good job of. Well, but we added a new category.
Yeah, we have a new.
Honestly, might be
a fun
category of the year.
Yeah, it's Timeline Takeover. We said we were going to add it. We kept fucking notes all year. The best viral moments, some good, some bad, some involving murder.
Yeah. Moments that I think inspired virality,
Yes.
right? Like it was like the pop culture fuckery moments of the year. So everything from Hawk to a Girl to the Tunnel Jews to the various assassinations, successful and unsuccessful over the past year, to the Democratic Party shitting the bed, to
meth labs.
Oh my God, the Scottish meth lab. You forget that this shit happened this year.
Which is why the category is important, because you're going to look at that and go, oh my God, what a great day in the timeline that was. And you get to pick your favorite. We decided not to include things that were just straight memes, like Chill Guy. Shout out to the Chill Guy. And he doesn't even care that he's on the list because he's just a chill guy and he's just a meme and he did not make it. But that's kind of where we drew the line of demarcation. We get way more into this, way more in depth, like James said, for nearly 2.5 hours tomorrow. That is truly my favorite episode of the year. I think the audience
episode of the year.
We're not. Did we ever say that we were going to do like pod episode of the year?
No,
like of our show.
No,
that'd be way too self-serving.
Yeah,
I think we are including the Throwing Fits Gazelle though in Sneaker of the Year.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
So that's like the one kind of bone we threw ourselves. Yeah. With that said, that kind of tees up our end of the year content that culminates in early 2025 when we will break down all the winners and losers of the 2024 Fitties, which you can vote on next week. I believe that's all of the housekeeping.
Yes.
Damn, we ran through that fast.
We're going to have another boys only before New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know if you're like trying to like
no,
specific with the holiday schedule or whatever.
Nah.
Yeah, Larry's got to go to Texas. Larry's got to go get some exotic leathers from dead Uncle Steve or whatever.
His name was Bobby. And
Bobby.
I will not be smuggling any exotics over the border.
You have to send your mother-in-law links of presents you want, which we're going to get into.
I will be eating so much good regional fast food, though. I can't wait. This is my big, always Whataburger, and then my one. That's 1A and then 1B for me. Something that's really risen up in the rankings.
Or Jack in the Box tacos.
Jack in the Box, baby. Egg rolls. Tacos, curly fries. They got it, dude. Jack in the Box has fucking everything, and a lot of it motherfucking slaps.
Damn, Jack in the Box is mad unique. All right, let's get into a fit check.
Yeah. You want to start?
Sure. I'm wearing, because it is a terrible, shitty, rainy day out. Great day for hauling a bunch of canned wine around downtown Manhattan. I'm wearing Haven X Tarvas Hikers. The socks are Beams Plus.
Did Beams Plus make it to brand of the year?
No, dude. I wanted to put it on.
No, I know. But I'm wondering if I convinced you to cut them.
I don't think so. But now I totally forgot about it. So maybe
Whatever.
It was fine. Maybe it was the right call. The socks are Beams Plus. An ex-girlfriend got these for me and she goes, it was a Christmas gift. Every boy needs good socks. I love that. Every boy needs good socks.
Was that the one gift or was that like a stock?
No, there was like a few others.
Okay, I was gonna say cheap ass X, dude.
No, it wasn't that. I mean, Beams, I think investing in socks is like a worthy investment. What?
100%. What I would say is that the val prop of Beams Plus is that it's never that expensive in any product category. Socks
brand of the year? Guess not.
Damn.
The jeans are Trebian ready to wear. The white tee underneath, the brand new cut and sew, is a 316 white tee. Cop a 2-pack today.
Nice.
For the white tee enthusiast in your life. The shirt is the Throwing Fits Rosewood work shirt, dropping later this week. I fucking love it. Honestly, if I get at a certain point, I feel like my wardrobe is going to be mostly Throwing Fits.
I mean, that's why they ask us what we do and who we do it for.
We do it for ourselves.
What we do is we fucking make smackers, and who we do it for is ourselves. That's the thing. We are filling holes in our closet with things we want to wear because our taste level combined is the moral compass for this show and our listeners.
Sorry.
I tried.
The hat is Judy Nicholson. The raincoat was Arlagace over there. The cuff is Bottega. The boxers are Hanes. The 5-pack I copped during the Critics' Choice Holiday Spectacular.
That's right.
To stave off having to dip into the emergency draws drawer.
The emergency draws drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I just said. Yeah.
Where does that slang for underwear draws come from? Because they're in a drawer?
Maybe.
No way. Really?
Why not? Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. I don't know what the other explanation could be, but that's crazy.
Hanes boxers, tap into the new 5-pack tomorrow.
You don't wash them before
I can't
you wear
do
them.
laundry, bro. I normally would, especially with underwear. Like towels, bedding, yes, that is the standard operating procedure. But I bought the 5-pack in this emergency scenario where I am too busy to do laundry, so I have to raw dick the underwear tomorrow. Yes.
What about socks? You wear those straight out the package? Because I
don't know. I think so.
Because I might be perjuring myself. New underwear, new socks, new undershirts. I'm going packaging to body, dude. I do not. I'll wear it and then wash it. But yeah, I don't know. Is that
what if the robot that
bedding? I feel like normally, like let's say I was single and living like a grease gremlin, I'd probably do the same thing. Having a beautiful, loving marriage with someone who is much more of a functioning member of society than
someone who manages your home.
Yeah, we will wash those before we sleep on them. Because
yes. So why are you like? I don't understand. Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying that that's the bedding one I'm with. The other shit, if I'm my body, my choice, packaged to balls.
You want to put random shit on your meat?
Random shit.
Yeah. You don't know what's touched that cotton.
Maybe somebody.
Or sorry, you don't even wear cotton. You don't know what's touched that fucking.
Some of my shit is cotton. Some of my Skims.
You don't know what's touched that synthetic.
Some of my Skims are cotton. Most of my underwear are synthetic.
Do you think
blends.
Kim Kardashian has touched your Skims, which has then touched your meat? That's why you do it?
I hope she was wearing a pair of gloves if she is. I don't care if it's Kim or otherwise. I would imagine that the people on the assembly line that are packaging this up have gloves on. Yeah.
Really?
That's like,
you think that you think the factories in Bangladesh that are making your underwear are following like health protocols like that?
I would hope so.
I don't think so.
I mean, those kids' hands are really soft.
It's going to a mailer, right? It's getting flown all around the world.
But they're wrapped up, dude.
You should wash your underwear before you wear it, I think.
As it says the guy who literally is not going to do that immediately tomorrow. And it's just making excuses.
It's an emergency situation, which is why it warranted mention.
Okay.
Should you wash your underwear?
What do you call this mic position? The dick suck? What did you?
I don't know. The no-hander?
my man is fucking speaking on it with no hands.
Okay. According to Google AI.
Great.
Yes. You should always wash new underwear before wearing it. There could be chemicals from manufacturing, dust from storage, and potential bacteria from handling in the store that could irritate your skin. So washing them first is considered good hygiene practice.
Okay. Well, I think I just learned my lesson because that's a pretty thorough breakdown of why you should do what I do not do.
Damn, no wonder your fucking dick is on fire all the time.
Whoa, anyway, chill, bro. My dick is fine.
Dick is on fire.
Are you done with what are you drinking? You want to do your milliliter measurement?
Don't disparage me like that. 625. Oh, and Lawrence.
Yeah.
Most important part of the fit check today and today only. We're getting a cheek check.
Cheek check.
Whether you wash your underwear or don't, like a fucking heathen with a burnt ass dick.
Yeah.
I am sitting on a brand new chair, courtesy of our friends at Herman Miller and Knoll, all the way from Michigan, the New York, nationwide. Herman Miller, the champagne of chairs, right?
Yep.
And the homies Knoll for providing us with a much needed upgrade to the ass area and back.
Yeah. Good lump.
What are these chairs that we have, Lawrence?
All right. We have a brand new set, courtesy of our friends at Knoll and Herman Miller, like James said. We have Morrison Hanna Task armchairs, a full-on set for the goddamn motherfucking boys, for any guests that would come through. These, the rolling nature, because I'm an ADHD motherfucker, I'm going to be having way too much fun from now until forever.
These are literally the Rolls Royce of chairs.
Yep.
In that they roll. And I don't know. They are. We got the Cobalt Boucle
Arcane.
Sorry, what is it?
It's called Arcane Boucle.
Because we love texture, right? We put texture in our work shirts.
With the iris frames.
Yeah, we put texture up, on our cheeks right now with the Boucle. Longtime listeners, or actually new listeners of the podcast, will know that our old folding chairs from Amazon made a lot of farting noises.
Yeah, they actually, you know what? While we're here, listen to the ASMR on this Boucle real quick.
Yeah, let me do
That's good shit, dude.
Let me do an ASMR of the frame.
Oh
yeah.
Turn
hand
me up
delivered
in the headphones.
white glove service this morning.
Goddamn.
Honestly,
Christmas gift of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
they're height adjustable, so you can now. Are you on max height?
Yes,
you are.
I was. Are we fine? Well, no, don't go. I want to be even, dude. With my fucking tiny ass torso, dude. No, these chairs fucking rock, dude.
These really are like fucking absolute American classic, right?
Yep.
No, and yeah. So I think this is a new a new category of chair. Highly recommend already. I mean, we've been rolling around in them, having fun all day. My lower back, my lumbar issues are 100% cured.
There's some nice like fucking
some give, but not too much give.
No,
right?
They're fucking. These motherfuckers are dialed.
Yeah, got a lot of fun colorways. Again, we went with the
Arcane boucle with the iris frame.
Yeah, bro, and yeah, just a solid upgrade, I think, to the entire operation. Because those chairs were abysmal that we had.
Well, any chair would have been an upgrade because those were the cheapest, shittiest chairs known to man. I went
to chairs.com and price sorted low to high.
Dude, we're moving on up. We're in the fucking, like James said, the champagne of chairs. We're in the motherfucking penthouse. Thank you again to our friends at Nolan Herman Miller. This was I'm beside myself, dude. This is the nicest chair I've ever sat in.
Yeah.
And now straight up.
Wait, so I'm not gonna go full height. But you're gonna go full height. I guess you do the long legs.
I'm fully torqued.
Yeah. So maybe now, I don't know, maybe we are like the same height in these chairs. So double upgrade for Lawrence.
Yeah, for real, dude. Not just for my health, like we said, back, posture, all that, but for my peace of mind, for my ego,
Yeah.
We can finally be on a level playing field, no pun intended. So again, Christmas or holiday gift of the motherfucking century. Thank you, Noel.
Gift of the year.
Gift of the year. Honestly, don't even need a category because the winner is very clear. And that's us. Courtesy of Noel and Herman Miller.
All right, Lawrence, what are you wearing?
Okay. I am wearing second layer boots.
Wait, can I?
Yeah, they're new.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yo, can I just say, I think one trend that we maybe missed on the Fitties, and I think this is true of all of trends in general for 2024. I think that a lot of trends that were new in 2023, first of all, it's because it was like the first full year out of the pandemic, right? And people went crazy. People were like fully outside again. And so you had all these trends kind of like pop up as new trends. 2024, we struggle with trends.
Yep.
And documenting any new trends. I think that a lot of the 2024 trends were actually things that popped up in 2023 and bled into 2024. And either like were a bit of an evolution or mutation, or like brands really leaned into them. Square-toed shoes, I think absolutely were a trend from 22, 23, but now it's like just normal in 2024.
Is that something that would deserve its own kind of trend, or is that part of maybe like the Western carryover or something else? Is it a component or is it the whole?
Like, I think they're like Silver Lake Mechanics. Like, there's still a ton of dudes that unfortunately we're not going to see them anymore because TikTok's getting banned. Sorry, fortunately we're not going to see them anymore. Thank God. But
finally, the United States government is looking out for the little guy.
I know.
Get these TikTokers the fuck out of here. They're taking our fucking jobs.
I'm just wondering, not even taking our jobs, just noise pollution.
Yeah.
Visual pollution.
Absolutely. Pollution.
I just wonder if that's my theory in terms of like why we, and I think like just in general on the macro scale, trends weren't really popping off this year. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or bad thing. I just feel like a lot of stuff that occurred in 22, 23 because we were coming out of the pandemic just bled into 24 and maybe like were tweaked a little bit, like like kind of like Blue Collar Stolen Valor became like Britpop Mod Mutants.
Yeah, and Blowcore. It's Western, like a combination of things.
Yeah, exactly. Blowcore, definitely. Western became more like a little more country.
Yes.
But square-toed shoes would...
Quiet luxury became like the new money aesthetic.
Yeah. Square-toed shoes, like Camion's having the biggest year of all time last year. And now you have... And I'm not saying that anyone is like copying them. I'm just saying that like the offering became more robust. And the demand for the offering became so much more robust. So anyway, sorry, that was a little tangent.
No.
I was thinking of after the Critics' Choice Holiday Spectacular, which is full of insight and analysis and good times and giggles.
Absolutely.
But I was admiring the shoes. That's all. Remind me that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would call these more. This is what I believe is a chiseled toe.
Okay.
So it's a little bit
according to
nothing, just according to what they are. I'm not looking it up and trying to seem smarter. I just am this smart when it comes to very specific things like boots. The socks are socks with 3 S's. The jeans are Jean Erica. The belt is Mon Italy. Under my Throwing Fits Rosewood work shirt, I have a thermal from Satisfy Running and Our Legacy Workshop. The hat is a rodeo hat from Wythe. Rolly
Damn, you really
on
get
the
your
wrist.
restaurant.
I mean, it's a Rosewood work shirt kind of day. And like you said, the weather is crappy. Oh, also, my coat is what is called a great coat. It is from Private White VC, an amazing British brand that is making shit in Manchester. That shit is diesel. It is wool, but it was great on a day like today where it was a little misty and a little chilly. And again, I had the perfect mid layer on for a nice long coat. Even though I guess this could be the longest shirt of all time and it would not poke out of that bad.
It's called a great jacket.
It's called a great coat. It's a
wow. I would so aptly named. Who named that?
It's probably its closest cousin would be like a pea coat, except it's longer.
Imagine inventing a garment. You're like, yo, this is called the sick coat.
Well, I'm sure.
Fucking sick,
I'm sure
dude.
if you Googled like great coat etymology, like there's definitely like a reason for it. And while you get your suck on, we can maybe get to the bottom of that. But I would say it's longer than a pea coat. Different pocket configuration, belted back.
Well, obviously, it's military influence, as all menswear is. Comes from the West Germanic grauta, which means coarse or thick, like your fucking pubic hair that's been singed off by your underwear chemicals.
Yeah. It is a thick wool coat. That is correct. Rolly on the wrist, wedding ring on the fingy, wifey on the pinky, chrome on the other hand. I got my violet licorice zin. We had Robbie do a taste test for the first time on this, and he approved. So listen to that tomorrow on the 2024 Throwing Fits Year in Review Critics' Choice Awards Spectacular Holiday Special with the Fab Five.
Okay, Lawrence, why do you think underwear is called draws? Drawers.
Oh, thank you for remembering to look that up. I don't know. I feel like we already kind of nailed the only real thing that I could think of in my pea brain.
When do you think that like etymology stems from?
That is definitely black slang from the 1950s.
Okay, they're called drawers or draws because draw means to pull, and draws are pulled up the legs. And
tracks.
It has been referred to that since the 16th century.
Yeah. Okay.
So John's enthusiasts in 1552 were fucking hiking up their draws.
Well, and that was like what? Like probably like some long john ass type shit.
Stockings, undergarments.
Yeah, similar to thermal for your fucking dick and balls.
Yeah.
What else do I got my Lower East Side's finest in my hydro flask, some lip balm for the season. I think that is a complete fit check.
And what are you sitting on, brother?
Oh, and I am sitting on a beautiful Boucle Morrison Hannah Task armchair from Knoll/Herman Miller.
I love that you can I might start sitting like this a little bit. I might slouch.
That's like a little too chill, dude. Are you gonna be locked in?
I'm a chill guy.
Chill like that.
I'm a chill guy. You know, the seat is deep enough where I can kind of fucking go cock forward.
When I'm like when I'm attempting to intently listen to someone, it's nice to have something that like.
Are you gonna be rocking like that?
I can stim out. I can like stim out with this. I can stim out with a little roll. It helps me.
Yeah.
And also a Boucle fucking armchair from Knoll, chicer than a fidget spinner, I would say, if I had to guess. Honestly, this is a fidget spinner, dude.
Yeah. Should we do a little 360?
Now with the mics, with the mics. I don't have the room. I
knocked off my Pepsi. All right, Lawrence. This week that was the most holiday party heavy week of all time for me. I was out socializing 6 nights in a row.
Jesus Christ. Is that a record? Since college, at least?
Since college, for sure. Well, I wasn't like
new high score.
I was like out. It was like just making appearances. Like sometimes it was a 10-minute drive-by.
Making appearances as a famous podcaster from Brooklyn?
Yes.
Oh, wait, that was an afters that won't be met. That was what my mom called us, but I think that will come out next month. Fuck.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand what you're
talking about. My mom calls us famous podcasters from Brooklyn. That was the point.
Maybe it was a 10-minute drive-by. Maybe it was like a nice little like, hey, what?
No. Continue, and then I have a question for you.
What's your question?
What is the appropriate amount of time for a drive-by at a holiday party?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it can't be 30 seconds.
You got to just, as long as you introduce yourself and like say happy holidays and thank you to the hosts and like say your hellos and goodbyes. That could be 10 minutes. That could be an hour. It's drive-by is fluid.
That's fair. But you're not like, you're not working the room at all of these.
What doesn't matter is saying goodbye. That does not matter. No one fucking remembers that. So like you don't have to say goodbye. The Irish exit totally valid and warranted. We went to something together on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
Our boys Mick and Con were in town being feted. for the holidays as they're in here doing some work for industry. What I think was universally agreed to be the best show of 2024 in the Critics' Choice Awards.
And also by all fucking media outlets of various sizes, as seen on both of their stories. I told them that I was keeping up with their placement on every list because I believe they posted every single one, which they should. They are proud of their work.
Yeah, but like
New Yorker's #1 show, that was the big one,
and only the New Yorker was correct.
Yeah, right. Honestly, well, and Throwing Fits.
Yes.
Critics' Choice.
Well, the Critics' Choice hasn't dropped yet.
Yeah, that's
and the Fitties voting hasn't arrived yet.
Right.
And Industry's been on. We put Industry as best TV show of the year in 2021 in season 1.
I think since season 1, every year that it's come out, it has been shortlisted for the Fitties, and I believe is only continuing to move up in the rankings. And I think that this year, I mean, as our panel decided, which you'll hear tomorrow, I think has a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
There was only one other show, and we don't get it. There's only one other show that I thought even remotely sniffed Industry's ass. So yeah, I don't see why it's not. I think I don't want to
Laura Piana.
I don't want to call a shot that that tens of thousands of people are going to ultimately decide, but top 3.
But so this party was thrown at a individual's home, and we were invited by Mick and Con. And because it was thrown at somebody's home, I said, "Hey, should I bring a gift? Like, would that be appropriate for it? 'Tis the season of gift giving." I've fallen back in love with gift giving, which we'll talk about, and our differing philosophies there. And I think Conrad was like, "No need, mate, but a nice bottle might do."
Right?
Was that Australian? I don't know. So I was like, "Okay,
something."
I was running around early that day. I think we had podcasted.
What day was that?
That was with young me.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That was.
I went back to the old me, aka Bernie's.
Yeah.
And then I ran home. I was like, fuck, I didn't have time to go get like a nice bottle. So I just pulled of the 2 bottles of wine in my fridge. I pulled out the one that had I was like, which is like the cooler label?
Was it a white or a red?
It was a white.
Okay.
All right. Pulled to the party. Get in the elevator. I'm like, swanky guests.
Not bad. Not even that. Just when you pull into the lobby.
Yes. Again, I didn't know who the host was per se. And I was like,
I did my Googles.
Well, okay, I did, but I'm not going to mention their name. I was like, house party. Okay. I told you who this person was, by the way. I was like, house party. Cool. Yeah.
I did.
The doors
Googles,
open.
Asking you to tell me.
Doors open. I'm like, fuck. I feel like Harry, the character in Industry, being a fucking rube in season 1, wearing the Ted Baker stitching label on his coat, looking like an asshole.
Yep.
I was like, I look like a fucking idiot. So I go to coat check and as in this person's home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like hand this to the fucking bartenders
that
are like free top shelf liquor and well, that guy was kind of a dick.
The bartender?
Yeah.
Oh, I only had great fucking experiences getting my vodka sodas from him. I had 2.
Okay.
Because I guess we'll get into certain things we should and that we can say. The level of people that were in this room, Larry, I was like, I'm giving myself 2 drinks max.
Wow.
And I don't want any red. It had to be the clearest liquor or the clearest drink possible. Because God forbid,
no brown.
There was even remotely a little bit of a drop.
Oh.
I would have been fucking mortified and thrown myself out of a window.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like that kind of.
He said something rude to a friend of ours. That's all I know.
Oh, really?
He goes, "Oh, are you buying?" He's like, "You're my most popular customer. Or are you getting these drinks for someone else?" And they were like, "What?"
Okay, dude.
And they were like, "No, they're for me."
Yeah,
and it wasn't you, which I was surprised about.
No, I had no issues with the bartender.
So I go. So I'm like, immediately, I'm like, "Fuck!" I look like an idiot, like a country bumpkin trying to impress like the king and queen of England. So as coat check is happening, I take the bottle of wine and I just stealthily put it on a side table and just walk away.
Oh, you didn't give it to, you weren't like, check this with my coat.
No.
That's what I thought you did.
No.
It's for a shittier party later.
I put it on the table. I was like, made sure no one was looking. And I didn't even know if I made sure I just fucking sauntered away. I was like, God forbid someone saw me and they're like, oh, that fucking waiter, can you bring some wine over for me, please? Anyway.
Yeah.
That was... I gave Mick and Con the appropriate amount of shit for steering me wrong. I was like, and they're like, yo, we don't sorry, bro. We didn't know what we were fucking doing.
I originally, when the invite first came through, I stupidly was like, oh, because this is a thing that is happening, with 2 out of towners, and we don't need to get into so many details, but I assumed that this was one of these like apartments in New York and we've been to some of these kind of events where it's like it's an event space and this is what they do. I didn't know we were going to somebody's home until we showed up. Another thing that I asked ahead of time, whereas you asked about the gift, I was like, fellas, like, what is the dress code? When I also figured out like who the other host of this soiree was. And they just had absolutely no information for me. So I don't know if you kind of like were really focused on the fit, but I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to wear a suit just to be safe. It turned out to be a wide range of different kind of outfits. So there was clearly no dress code, but I was a bit nervous about showing up underdressed.
I mean, I think
gift or no gift.
I think this is where I wear a fit that got listed 8,000 comments on Reddit, which by the way,
oh my God, that's right.
By the way, everyone at the party loved my fit, so fuck off. That's why you're on Reddit, not at a holiday party.
Woo!
With friends.
Get them, Jim.
And famous people. And idiots that bring bottles of wine. But yeah, you always got to just go fun suiting.
Yeah.
Fun suiting is like
I wore like a sweater.
Yeah, fun suiting is like for a holiday party is like the best, right? I have been and we've talked holiday party fits a lot, but I've been injected with a newfound enthusiasm for dressing.
Yeah.
Putting that shit on. And it's just like an excuse to do it. So fun suiting, I feel like, is like the safest bet.
So I will say there was like a 5% part of me that was like, maybe we bust out like a tux. That would have been embarrassing.
That would have been. You would have had to lie and be like, oh, I'm going to the ballet after this.
Yeah, for sure. Just like you're going to a shitty party with your shitty bottle of wine. What did you do with it, by the way? Did you just like?
I left it, like I said, I left it on the table and I walked away.
Wow.
And then like
wipe your hands clean the whole situation.
10 minutes, I was like, I can't go back in that room in case I was spotted. I hope there weren't cameras.
There's definitely cameras in that apartment.
Sure. But I walked back like 15 minutes later and the wine had been like swooped away.
Oh, for sure. Clear that out.
Yeah.
Clear that out.
The host is probably like, emergency. We have a $22 bottle of Pouet Fumé by the bar, by the foyer. Please get that shit out of here expeditiously.
At a party of that caliber, that shit is a landmine, bro. No one could even see that was there.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is the fucking more like minimal graphic on the label.
Yeah.
Country bumpkin ass shit.
Any amazing interactions that you'd like to share with the audience from, I don't know about you, that is the most high, we'll go with high powered rooms I have personally ever been in, hands down, bar none.
Room full of sharks.
That was where
I kept saying,
but everyone was so nice.
I kept saying, yo, in this room, you're either shark or you're guppy.
I will say, that when I walked in and I met the hostess with absolutely the mostess, that phrase has never applied to somebody more ever. I kind of played down. I was there before you. Mick and Con were there.
I was a little worried about that, by the way.
As the co-host. Yeah, I didn't even when to show. I showed up a little fashionably late, but still maybe a little fucking hardo in terms of like showing up like 45 minutes after the invites had started. And I went to introduce myself to the hostess. And I immediately went into self-deprecation mode where I was like, thank you so much for having us. I hope you don't mind that I snuck in with the boys, meaning like Mick and Con. And she said, oh, as if I do not know who you are. So that made me feel pretty good.
She said that to everyone.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm kidding.
I mean, they had to provide a list of their plus ones.
Listen, I wrote a note. I wrote like a long handwritten note. No, I wrote an email.
Afterwards. Oh, really? Oh my God. Did you get, okay, this is actually mad funny. This is the difference between me and you. So you sent like a thank you email.
Yes.
Did you get a response?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What did I do? I can't believe
what did you do?
This. I followed her on Instagram and I got the follow back. But like that, you're so right, dude. I fucked that up. Wait, did you say
I already was followed and then I followed it before the party.
Smart. Okay, I know probably the answer, but just shot in the dark here. Hail Mary. Did you send that thank you note on like behalf of Throwing Fits or just James Harris?
James Harris.
Oh, fuck. Looks like I got an email to send very, very late today.
Yeah. Oh, hey, 3 weeks later, love the party.
3 weeks. Has it been? Oh,
it's been 1 week.
1 week.
It's been
a little late. 1 week since you invited me. Okay. What was your
all right, like, so a lot of the industry guys were there. Industry cast there. Yeah. It was great catching with my Hala and Marisa and I finally got to meet Sagar.
Rishi.
AKA Rishi.
The GOAT. of season 3.
The actor who plays Rishi.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got to meet him. And Etienne, who's like a mutual homie, Mick, went to uni with Mick and Khan, had a great cameo. And I think the penultimate episode of season 3.
As a very disgruntled banker in the all
very
hands.
disgruntled racist banker. But he's black. At one point, he introduced us and he's like, "Oh man, you boys are gonna love each other, man." Like he has a great British laugh.
He's
like,
the man, dude.
"You boys are gonna love each other, man." That's literally how he laughs.
All right.
He's like,
He does have a really big, he has a great laugh. Shout out Etienne.
Yeah. The three of us got in a huddle. Oh, I hit fuck. Chef told me the correct way to pronounce his name. I hit Sagar with the what are you saying? Oh, I'm saying the Mandarin Oriental. What'd you call me? And he fucking loved it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Laughing.
You had that shit chambered?
Yeah.
Well
and she was
done.
like, "See, I told you love each other." He really is just a British what up guy.
That's awesome, dude.
The three of us at one point, we got in a huddle. And like, this is great because like I wasn't even drinking or anything. I think Etienne was sipping a little bit. I think Sagar had like an early call time. We got in a huddle and we were all just like, non-whites.
Jesus Christ.
We're like the only 3 non-white people, except for like Mick, I guess, at the party. It felt like in a lot of ways. That's not true. That's not true. 100%.
Not even remotely true.
We were definitely like the majority United Colors of Benetton representatives there.
Ken was there, so you've got to remember Ken.
Oh, dude, I'm pissed that I had an in with him where I want to be like, yo, season 2, you're in New York, you meet your friend Horny Jimmy. I'm Horny Jimmy, bro.
Oh, you fucking blew it, dude. I know. That's the perfect in.
He was with his family. Like I really,
yeah.
And I did.
He's low key.
This was not a room where you wanted to thirst.
No,
right? It was like, oh yeah, F1 racer, cool.
Oh yeah, this was crazy. It was a crazy fucking room.
Academy Award winning actor, whatever.
Yeah. Wait, Academy Award. Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking of somebody else, maybe. Actor. Damn, I might have even missed who you're talking about. Tell me off. Unless
this man had a schnoz.
Wait, the penis was there?
Yeah, the penis was there.
Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even see him. Wait, for real?
Yeah.
The Brutalist was in the motherfucking building?
He was tickling the ivory.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
That's fine because I still had the interaction of a lifetime, which I'll get to.
Well, okay. My one great moment with my new homie Sagar, who unfortunately did not follow me on Instagram yet, was so Daniel Ricciardo, F1 driver, was in the building.
Mm-hmm.
He was like circulating. He was with a partner, it looked like. I don't really know the current WAG status, but I'm pretty sure this was like his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a monogamous guy, actually. Incredibly beautiful, right?
Yeah. You know.
Anyway, so I'm leaving and I'm like, yo, Sagar, like, because he was by the, yo, bro, like, great to meet you. Enjoy the rest of the time in New York. He's like, hey, mate. And I kind of like turned into like, I was like, and you know what's funny is that in talking with the industry guys, I can't, it's hard to differentiate between the actor and the character.
For sure.
Right? Like I kept saying Rob or Harry. Like I didn't know which one to call him. Robert is the name of the character.
Harry
is the name of the actor.
Yes. He was there too?
He wasn't there.
Okay, right.
But people, they're like, oh yeah, he's flying in tomorrow morning.
My Hala, you know the difference because she's so wonderful, and the big homie versus like Harper, who is like an evil, terrible person.
And we know my Hala, and like we've hung out with my Hala. But anyway, so Sagar was like, yo, do you see Daniel Ricciardo? I was like, yeah. He's like, mate, like that's honest. He's like, I might break protocol and like actually ask for a picture.
Oh wow.
And I was like, yeah, it's pretty serious. I was like, he's a good looking motherfucker. He goes, mate, it wasn't my eyes weren't on Danny. I was like, oh, bars, and then got in the elevator with Nomi Fry and bounced.
Rishi moment, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of the room that you don't thirst in, when it was made clear to me that one of my goats was in the building, Mr. Tony Gilroy, famously the writer of the OG Bourne trilogy, and he directed the last one, The Bourne Legacy. But even more important is he wrote and directed one of my favorite movies. A lot of people would agree with this, Michael Clayton.
Starring the Hilton Hotel where the United Healthcare CEO was murdered in front of.
Okay, so...
So someone told me that he was like in, and I told you, and you're like, oh, what? And you're like, who is he? And I was like, I think it's that guy. And we had to do that fucking thing where you're like, look,
you have to make sure.
Image is like, oh, is that him? Like,
if I'm going to break protocol and I'm going to thirst, like I had to make
that's
sure.
not breaking for you.
No, well, in a room like that, I was definitely way more on my P's and Q's and like being drunk at the Cuccinelli dinner and like ruining everyone's time with Jeff Goldblum, as we've talked about on the show. Allegedly. I don't remember it happening that way.
I love The Fly. The Fly's a good movie.
So,
remember that part when you turned into The Fly?
It might have been, just my fucking, the fiber of my being, or maybe the 2 vodka sodas on an empty stomach. But I told myself, I'm like, I cannot leave without meeting Tony Gilroy. Sure. Unfortunately, he was in the middle of a conversation as it was time for me to bounce. So I went up and I said, Mr. Gilroy, I'm sorry for interrupted, but I just couldn't leave without saying how much of a huge fan I am. And then he immediately like turned and pivoted away from his conversation.
With Adrian Brody.
Yeah, no, I wish. To talk to me. And he asked me my name and what I did for a living. So I said, my name is Lawrence. I'm a podcaster. He's like, yeah, what's your last name? I'm like, okay, as if
podcaster.
Lawrence Schlossman.
I'm a famous podcaster from Brooklyn.
So I told him, I said, I love Michael Clayton so much. And I was like, not to get like political or anything, but I'm like, how crazy is it that at the, Michael Clayton Hilton, that was where the, assassination happened. And the United Healthcare CEO assassination. He goes, it's so funny you mentioned that. He goes, I probably haven't been to Midtown. He said in 10 years. He goes, the next day, I randomly had like a lunch meeting, and he was like being up there and seeing all the
day after the assassination.
Yeah, the day after. And he's like being up there around the corner, being up there with the context of his movie and like what Michael Clayton is about and how this is kind of like, I literally said life imitating art. He was like, he said it was wild to be up there. The other funny thing he mentioned to me is he's like, oh, you're such a huge fan. He goes, are you watching my Star Wars show? And I said, I'll be honest with you,
Mr. Gilroy, I'm not a nerd.
Yeah, Mr. Gilroy, I'm sorry, I get pussy. I said, unfortunately, I'm not. And a lot of people do love It's Andor, right? This is the spy Star Wars show that I believe is very well received and respected amongst not even just nerds.
I think its opening season was on Fitties.
Maybe.
TV show of the year.
Either way, I said, unfortunately, no, I'm not. And he's like, well, you should. He goes, I think it's the best work I've ever done in my career. His words. And he said, 2, he said, someone like you, an influencer, needs to be watching and evangelizing the show. And I was like, that's funny that he went from podcaster right to influencer. He has no idea if everyone's a podcaster. Like, how does he know that the show is even, popular or has any cultural weight whatsoever? And then I hit him with and then I tried to be cheeky about it. And I was like, well, I don't have Disney Plus. And he's like, it's $9 fucking, dude. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like,
that's the amount of our Substack.
and it was, I will say, like, it was an amazing interaction, made my fucking year. He was so cool, just like a normal guy, even kind of like bro-y to some degree, not what I was expecting in terms of a guy who I believe he was nominated for Best Director for Michael Clayton, maybe even Best Original Screenplay as well. So this is a guy who, for me, is just like, as a, self-proclaimed cinephile who loves that movie.
Best Director, 08.
Yeah.
Best Screenplay, 08.
And you know what? The problem...
51 noms.
Yeah.
4 wins. Not a great batting average.
No, but the problem with Clayton is that Clayton went up against No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood, and those are the big 3 they all came out in 2007. And that was like one of the best years for movies. I think I've said that before on the record. Obviously one of the most hotly contested Oscar races amongst all of those for actors.
But Clayton was
director.
08 and he won Best Director.
Not at the Oscars.
Oh, sorry, nominee.
Yeah.
Yes, my bad.
And that's because the Oscars happened the year after.
Right,
in March or February. So anyway, that was like a moment that made my fucking life, and it was just so cool to like meet a guy like that, and the fact that
he won an Emmy. It's an Emmy.
I thought it was cool as fuck that it wasn't just like, all right, nice to meet you, like get the fuck out of here type shit. Like, not that I thought he would, but this is fucking Hollywood royalty.
When in a room like that, though, it's like everyone's like, oh, I'm actually you're worthy of my attention.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck that he like gave me like 10 really cool minutes.
Even this guy in a tuxedo is fanning out.
Not in a tuxedo. Yeah, this guy in a cricket sweater and in a suit.
It was an early fast start to the week. I think also like this week is also not only reinvigorated my love for dressing and for gift giving, also just New York, baby. New York in the Yuletide season is the fucking best.
Yeah.
Season of the year, Christmas season in New York. You and I each hit up what is, I don't know, something that's kind of been fucking ruined by TikTokers and like best
Not anymore. Once we ban these
motherfuckers is like hitting up like a classic New York fancy hotel bar or like old school watering hole that is like the old New York. I'm fucking drinking here. The vanguard has always been Bemelman's. Bemelman's has been absolutely ass fucked by the TikTokers and like
he ain't wrong.
The people that are like, if you don't Bemelman's, you're still fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You want a fucking martini and the French fries?
And it's all out of towners.
Yes.
That are here for the holidays.
The fucking woman, the artist that did the murals for Clarissa Matilda.
Is that really who did that fucking art, the wallpaper at Bemelman's or whatever the fuck?
Yes.
Okay. Like the woman who did Matilda?
Yes.
I thought Roald Dahl wrote Matilda and illustrated it. You're talking about the movie? You're talking about the book?
The book, the illustrated book that was then turned into a movie starring Danny DeVito and that little girl. That's not Lindsay Lohan. What's Lindsay Lohan?
Matilda is a 1988 children's novel by British author Roald Dahl.
Oh, fuck. Who's the French schoolgirl?
It was illustrated by another guy, though, and his name is Quentin Blake. So I don't know what you're talking about Madeline, bro.
Madeline.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
This rec center is going to be great if you have children.
I know.
Anyway.
Ludwig Bemelman's. Oh. That's the name of the fucking guy.
Oh, so the bar is
Madeline.
So the bar is named after the dude who painted the walls.
Sure, bro.
Whatever.
He just paints his name on the front.
Whatever you want your legacy. Yeah, he signed it, dude. Yeah. He signed the bar.
Anyway, fuck Bemelman's. Fuck Bemelman's.
You think it's been on a decline?
It absolutely has.
Not even just the crowd. You mean like the actual?
Yeah, over the past few years. I mean, I wasn't like going to Bemelman's as a child, but I'm saying like.
Real New Yorker.
I think it's just insanely overrated.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
But it is probably the most like known, uptown, like martini, charming wallpaper ass motherfucking place. Free bar snacks.
Good snack tower, dude. I was going to say. I think their snack tower.
Potato chips and nuts?
Nah. They put of the fancy variety. I would say they have the best bar snacks in New York, but that's not why you go.
Huge disagree.
That's not why you go to a spot.
Huge disagree. You went to like a similar spot that you think is better?
King Cole Bar at the St. Regis.
Classic.
Okay, for sure. They reopened it because they did a redesign in September of this year. It looks incredible. It's exactly like what you want it to be in terms of like where Bemelman's is like that fucking more old school style. This has kind of been the King Cole Bar has been upstreamed a bit. It's a little bit more gleaming, a little bit more marble, newer looking furniture and things of that nature. Here's the issue though, is that this is still a place much like Bemelman's where the word has been put out. The bat signal has been put on TikTok. There are people that are waiting 3 hours to go sit at a bar top for a max allotted amount of 90 minutes.
So it really is like an amusement park.
100%. And if it
wait online, limited time, and if it 3 hours for like, are they actually waiting there, or is like put your name down, come back in 3 hours?
No, you got to wait in line, dude.
That's fucking. I so
agree.
Stupid.
And if I hadn't kind of timed it out perfectly so that, and a lot of people do this where I'm holding a spot in line for like my party who's like lagging a little bit behind me because it was.
How long do you wait in line?
Well, I got there 15 minutes. Well, so they open at 4. Let's say that I strolled in at 3:35. I get in line. The line was lining, but wasn't crazy. By the time my party showed up, that shit was snaked into the hotel.
Well, what time? How long do you wait? Like, what time were you seated?
Seated as soon as they open at 4, they just start like seating parties. So then it's, like that's maybe another 10 minutes while they're getting through everyone that was in front of me.
Okay, so like 35, 40 minutes.
What's crazy is that we got the last table. Whew, so I can't even imagine how the people behind me felt when the 3 other people joining me showed up. And it wasn't even an issue for us, the 90 minutes, because we were literally walking around the corner. And this is why I think King Cole Bar is such a great kind of like pregame, is that if you are lucky enough to be able to also get a res at the Polo Bar, it's right there. Literally, it's across the street.
Okay.
So that was our 1-2 punch. Now,
incredibly convenient for reservation at the Polo Bar.
And listen, I'm not trying to be a snob. We had a 5 p.m. reservation. There were some social obligations, and it's worth it. Because as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I think the Polo Bar is perfectly rated in terms of like, I think it is absolutely fantastic. And I don't care if that's another impossible place to get into.
Apparently it's 30 days out and you got to call at 10 a.m. like on the fucking dot.
And that's a lot.
Is it?
I mean, do you know what you're doing in 30 days? I guess you can.
I'm going to the polo bar.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
For someone that knows how to manage a home and do things, I think like, for example, your wife or like anyone that, I don't know, is not you, like that's completely doable.
Yeah. And I keep a pretty robust and up to date calendar. So yeah, 30 days as an adult is not crazy. All right. I just would like to say bar snacks. The King Cole bar snack lineup I thought was really good. Let me throw some shit at you. Okay. Spicy cashews.
Delicious.
Right? Check this one out.
What type of spice?
Definitely like a sriracha-y Asian influence kind of spicy.
Asian zing?
Asian zing fucking cashews.
Was it a Buffalo Wild Wings collaboration?
Yeah, right? Here's one that came out of left field. The crispy kind of potato chip offering were beet chips.
Ew.
No, I know. And I am not someone who is a fan of any waiter laying down some sick beats. Yeah, salted, fried, delicious, really good. And then the third was a weirdly like unsalted, not freeze dried, but like it was like a dry, not a wasabi pea, but some type of like pea thing that just was no salt or no seasoning whatsoever. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And cashew for me, the king of nuts. They got him at the King Cole bar.
Damn, call him a gay rapper the way he's eating up these beets and peas.
Whatever, dude. I feel
what was your beverage? What's your fancy cocktail bar, holiday festive, old New York beverage?
Great question. Extra filthy, dirty Tito's Martini. Every time. What about you?
I want Gibson. I'm going clean. Dirty martinis are
salty. I know.
Not it anymore.
I know.
Very basic pitch. You might as well get a fucking espresso martini.
And I don't
with your peas,
which some ladies that we were with did get.
Sorry.
I just don't do. I opt out of the blue cheese olive. Ugh. Yeah, I hate those.
Okay, so I went to Monkey Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Huge rec. Big rec from Big Jimmy. It's on like 54th. In terms of like an Upper East Side, like uptown festive place. 10:30 p.m. reservation after a holiday party that I had to go to.
That was like a nightcap.
Yeah.
Okay, here's just real quick. Is it better to start your night at one of these places or end your night at one of these places? Dealer's choice?
I think I'm going to go with end the night. Because like the room empties out. It's just you and like the other kind of, well, in our case, it was like just a table full of Russians just slugging back vodka.
Sure.
It's kind of like, and it's like a little sleepy. It's like the perfect segue into like just going home for the night.
But that's like then a very far way to travel for people like us who are Brooklynites.
But I was already in the area at this holiday party.
Okay.
So it's kind of like extra convenience. Mm-hmm. It's like, my polo bar, if you will.
Sure.
The front area, so it's been around for a minute. It has like a rich history. It's like had some like quirky old New York design. There's like a payphone in the front. They have like stenciled.
Does it work?
I don't know. They have like stenciled in the glass, just like the phone numbers of like classic New York institutions.
Oh, that's cool.
Like Radio City Music Hall, like the Four Seasons, the Ritz-Carlton, which I think was like actually there to serve its purpose.
Absolutely, yeah.
Back in like the fucking Dickities.
Right. Call the Ritz and let them know to switch the sheets on finished up. Let
them know offer up some extra spicy nuts.
Yeah.
But they expanded to a room in the back, and the bar was like definitely popping with kind of like a not late night because it was like 10:30 after show, kind of winding down the night crowd. The room though, like if you get a table, it's very fucking sick. The wallpaper, super charming.
It's like surrealist, right?
Yeah, they're just like a guy playing a piano with like 9 hands.
Okay, so that's one
food we ordered was
the piano thing is interesting. I don't want that. Bemelman's has that.
It wasn't a piano bar,
but it wasn't. No, it's not. So it's a guy just playing background elevator music.
I'm talking about the mural.
I thought you meant there was a guy. Is there
guy.
Is there or isn't a guy actually playing?
No,
because at Bemelman's, I know some people like that. I find that completely counterintuitive to then like having high gossip conversation at a place like this. I don't want the fucking music, and they don't have that at King Cole Bar, which is nice.
The order was, or to pronounce like Larry, the order was shrimp cocky, crab cakes, crab rangoons. I don't know what the guy.
What were they good?
The waiter was like, "You got to get the crab rangoons." No,
okay.
Steak tartare.
Is that a collab with Panda Express?
Yeah, steak tartare and latkes with caviar and roe. The latkes were like thick, boy. They were like hockey pucks.
That's a fork and knife situation?
No, fuck no. Tear it in half and slather on some creme fraiche and caviar. Honestly, everything fucking slapped. It was a great time. Highly recommend the Monkey Bar if you're looking for like a uptown festive holiday, whether it is like, pre-dinner drinks or after kind of nightcap. Great drinks, great service.
Is that
great vibe, great environment?
Is that not though another going to be a line situation when they open? Like a lot of these other places this time of year.
What do you mean when they open? Like at opening hours?
Yeah. Is that?
I don't think so.
Look at
like
hours.
I don't know. I don't think it's reached this I don't think it has like the widely celebrated history of like the King Cole Bar or Bellman's. It kind of flies under the radar, but it has been around since like the 1930s.
They're open pretty early. The Monkey Bar is not a place where it's like, you need to get in. And this is...
Look, the bar was packed, but then like if you get yourself a table, like you're just chilling at the table.
So I think what this has going for, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not part of a hotel.
It is part of a hotel.
It is. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. What's the hotel?
The Elise.
Oh, okay. Honestly, all these great fucking institution high-end bars, yeah, I guess they are the kind of like fancy ancillary spot at a lot of hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, well, tell me about the whole bar though. Was Ralph there?
No, Ralph was not there. But I got this.
Were Will Welch and Noah Johnson there?
No, they were. That was later in the weekend, apparently, according to Instagram. One thing that I did try for the first time is, and I don't know how often this is on the menu, but the big thing with the Polo Bar, for anyone going for the first time, you need to get some type of red meat because the big thing, right, as we've said before, or a lot of people mentioned, is that all of the beef comes from the Double RL Ranch, right? So it's like you got to eat a fucking jaunt.
Eat the beef.
And while their normal burger is fantastic, I'd had that the first time I was there. So I got the special burger and it was some it was like a spicy jalapeno, kind of reminded me of the Black Label.
Like a Western burger?
No,
like
not
bacon
really.
And jalapeno?
It kind of, no bacon on it, but it reminded me of like the Black Label burger that they do in Minetta Tavern. And it might have been because I was a little drunk at this point, but.
Fuck Minetta Tavern.
Why? Overrated?
Shit is whack, bro. It's whack, bro.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think it's whack, dude.
Bro, I don't like Eddie McNally spot. I've decided.
I'm
100% out of McNally.
The guy himself too.
He rules.
He just hated on Love Actually on his Instagram, which is hilarious.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Damn, yo, fuck McNally.
No, I'm a McNally fucking lover and defender. The
food is never good.
All his food is mid. Besides,
and the vibe is not the vibe. The vibe at his restaurants is trying to capture what like Nat King Cole or just King Cole?
King Cole Bar.
King Cole Bellman's like what it used to actually be. And it's like, it's supposed to be like a big Paris brasserie. I don't know.
But the Minetta Tavern, it's more of just like a tavern vibe. It's like low key. That's why it's good.
Well, also to be fair, the one time I went to Minetta Tavern, I took a shit. Like the food fucked me up so bad that I had to go and take a shit that if Keith McNally had walked in, he would have had another stroke.
You gave him the stroke.
That horrendous and like instantaneous from whatever I ate.
Yikes.
Which included the burger.
Yeah. So
which was fine.
Okay. I'm with you. He's all vibes.
But the vibe sucks.
No food.
The vibe sucks now.
I will just say that of the places that are Keith McNally institutions that have edible food that are maybe not going to make you want to kill yourself when you get the bill, the only options are Pastis or Minetta because Balthazar is terrible in terms of like the actual fucking things that are being served to you. I'll just say that. Anyway, the special burger at the Polo Bar, dude, I ate it and it was just evil. It tasted like evil, nefarious fucking vibes, dude. I don't know how it was absurd. It was really fucking good. It tasted evil. The burger tasted evil.
And is that good?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
It's like spicy and dark, dude. I don't know. Listen, I know I'm not a gourmand.
Jalapenos and barbecue sauce?
No, I don't. I wonder if I could like find out. They definitely don't put this fucking information online. It was such a fucking weird sensory experience, but just evil beef, dude.
Did you get your Polo Bar plate pick off?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Well,
you have to when you go to one of these places, right?
Yeah,
I'm at the Polo Bar.
You have to, and then sometimes you have to.
Did your wife have a whole photo shoot like in the stairs of the
No, that was at the St. Regis after we left the King Cole Bar. I mean, this is. Okay. I think I mentioned. I don't know when I mentioned this, but like this is a big tradition that she has, which is one Friday during the holidays. It's like a 1-2 punch of one of these high-end hotel bar institutions, with the two-piece, the second act being then like a high-end fancy dinner, and the fact that the proximity of the new King Cole redesigned bar, which she really wanted to go to, is literally across the street from the Polo Bar, and we were lucky enough to be able to do both in one night.
Nice.
And I just feel blessed. Even though, like, by the way, like by the time we're like wrapping up, it was like 8:30. So
that's great.
No, which honestly, for like
I was at Stella last night, and like dinner was like, it was like 8:30. It was like perfect. Time to go home.
The schedule that she keeps, that's like ideal and perfect.
Yeah.
So it was a
Where
great
she's waking
evening.
up when you're coming home.
No, that night I kept it on the
No,
fairway.
I mean in general.
If I'm having a Turbo Larry night, that has been known to happen.
Yeah.
Keep the couch fucking made for me, babe.
Really?
Larry's going out. Sometimes it just
send the kids to the in-laws.
Yeah.
Larry's having himself an evening.
Yeah, I guess it depends on just how much notice I give her.
Okay. So the cap of my 6 nights ended with, and again, in varying degrees of like time spent out and things consumed and whatever. Right. The final cap on mine was, I hit up, and I feel like this is kind of like a New York City bucket list. I attended an SNL after party.
Wow.
At Jeans.
Okay. Is that a place where SNL, do they change the venue of the after party every week?
I think that usually it's at a spot much closer to 30 Rock.
Okay.
I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
Or like restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like normally what it is, but it's funny. So like, I think that I'll give credit to SNL. I think that they've done a good job of kind of marketing themselves in a way that where it's like they appear to be relevant.
Okay.
Even though like, if you actually watch the content, if you look inside the packaging itself, the contents of the packaging are not there.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched some shit on SNL and you're like, very pointed and relevant comedic takes on the things happening in today's world.
You're right. I guess like, we have Peacock. So like maybe if it's like, for example, I watched the Paul Mescal ep because I like him. I watched the clips of Charlie. We were in LA when that happened. So I wasn't watching I wasn't at home watching the next day. I like the Please Don't Destroy guys.
Yeah,
they're not in every episode. And also, weirdly enough, shout out, I don't think he listens, but shout out the redhead, Ben Marshall. He follows Throwing Fits on Instagram.
What's his name?
I was trying to find the burger recipe.
Okay.
You don't think I know every famous person that follows Throwing Fits, bro?
That's insane. I know that. Why do you know that?
Because after they did the really great Mean Cute skit with Charlie, I was just poking around online, just like seeing what those guys were up to. And then I'm like, holy shit, Ben Marshall following fucking Throwing Fits. Let's go. SNL,
I feel like everything is just like, hey, remember that meme from 4 days ago? Yeah. What if that meme could talk?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right.
Sarah Squirm is good. She's funny. She's cool.
Yeah. But, okay, the SNL after party is like an institution. And whether or not you think that what SNL does is funny or good, it feels like they've kind of positioned themselves to like appear relevant and cool. I'm sure that they have people like doing outreach to like, I don't know, fucking influencers and kind of like more like subgenre or like subculture people in like the comedy worlds, music worlds. I guess Gracie Abrams, daughter of JJ,
which we found out
tomorrow.
Crazy Nepo baby.
Which we found out tomorrow. Was a musical guest. So I'm sure like
that was a Chris Rock episode.
Yes, with Gracie Abrams. So I'm sure that she brought some people out. But I'm like, so it's like 4:30 in the morning. We're like sitting outside the door, fucking freezing. And I'm having a great time because I'm like, this is entertaining.
Oh, to watch the door situation.
The people's psychology where every time the door opens and like one of the 3 guys working the door comes out and everyone's just like, when they're not picked.
Pick me.
Yeah. Or like a fucking party bus rolls up and some like
a party bus.
Some girlie runs out and she's like, okay, I got the password is and they're like, oh yeah, you're good. And then like the rope, and then the drama of like people are like, oh my God, who's that?
Right.
That was like entertaining.
Did you see anyone awesome?
Not outside, but like you're bonding with people. They're like people are like sharing cigs.
You're in the trenches, dude.
You're in the trenches. Like everyone's like really attractive, but it's very democratic.
Right.
When you're like humbled like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, shout out, I'm not gonna say names. Shout out one of the guys who was like, James, you can come in with one.
Okay.
And I go, nah, it's gang or nothing.
Wow. Good for you, dude. Because that golden ticket, you just picked the best person.
5 or die. And then they're like, okay.
Oh, it was a party of 6?
They're like, okay, hold on. Party 5.
Right, including you, got
yeah. And then like they come back and like, all right, James, you're good. Hold on. Like, who you with? Who you with? I'm like, actually, I said 5, but it was actually 6, so I forgot somebody. So he had to kind of fight his way in.
Oh, no, dude, the straggler.
Yeah, my bad, Misha. But someone else was like, yo, what's so over capacity? And I heard this guy be like, and he's, I think, one of the, like, behind the scene guys, maybe like owns a piece. He's like, nah.
I know what you're talking about.
That's the co-host of Throwing Fits. You gotta let him in. I was like, hell yeah.
Tony Gilroy called them influencers, dude. Yeah. Get them the fuck in here, dude.
Mrs. Schlossman called them famous Brooklyn podcasters.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So get in there. Honestly, the drama at the door was like so entertaining to me that I was like a little like, okay, yeah, now we're just at a party, whatever. I was like, anyone from SNL here? Like 5 a.m? Probably not, right? They're all home. This is just like for the riffraff and like the staff and like the fucking whoever, just like the clout chasers, yours truly included, and the glommers and the influencers that are just like fucking taking pictures of disco ball.
Yep.
It was packed. Aziz Ansari was there. As soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'll get the fuck out of here. There's a guy that everyone kept being like, yo, is that Machine Gun Kelly? And then it was like so clearly not Machine Gun Kelly. It was hilarious. But I was like, imagine being like,
no, it's Aziz Ansari.
Imagine being close enough to Machine Gun Kelly, but also so far away that everyone is just like, doesn't even give a fuck about MGK, but is so disappointed that you're not Kells.
Aziz Gun Kelly, dude, in the fucking flesh. But what the fuck was he doing? Just hanging out, dancing? He was just doing his from the Otis video.
I don't know, having sex badly and getting canceled.
No, eating pussy badly.
I was trying to explain later on, like, why he got canceled, and like I was like, I think he just like fucks bad.
I don't even think it was that. It was like he literally ate pussy so bad he was canceled.
I guess so.
That is a tough one.
America tired of the chick was like, Randy. Oh yeah, Randy. Oh, I need a snorkel to eat the pussy. Like whatever that was. Literally made a career off it with Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I mean I'll give him credit. Like he's in New York. Like I've seen him in the streets. Like he's a famous New Yorker. I'm not surprised
he lives here.
I'm not
that guy.
No, I'm saying like I don't know how relevant Aziz is, but like he's around. I'm not surprised that he was there, but that can't be the number one guy at the SNL after party. Well, I don't care if it's fucking 5 a.m.
He had a table.
We gotta do better.
He had a table towards the front, not in the back room.
Oh, interesting.
So I was a little like, ooh, damn. Geographical politics.
You know who
strike again.
You know who I heard loves jeans, and there's been multiple sightings when he's in town doing whatever the fuck is Paul Mescal.
Oh, all right.
And apparently he's in there fucking throwing lips around, fucking smooching and looking for fucking potential mates.
He's dating Gracie Abrams.
Really? Still?
I think so. I don't know. I wonder if he was there. Fucking there were enough he-theys with the Paul Mescal haircut in there. I'll tell you that for sure.
But he was like, but he was just here, right? Because he just did his SNL. Sure. Honestly, that would have been a fun double bill. Maybe he was like, yo, I'm trying to like not hang out with my girlfriend all the time. Like,
yeah.
Can we book? Who is the?
Need a hall pass week.
Can we book Shabuzi? Can we book someone else, please?
Trying to get a little tipsy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the after party. So I was like, okay, I can check this off my bucket list, but ultimately I was like, I'm tired. I want to go home.
To your point, well, very late. To your point, the door like being more fun, like that scene, despite it being freezing, than like actually.
Well, let me just clear something up. I was not cold because I had on my tank of a cheapy company jacket. I forget the exact model name, but I was like wearing a shirt. Which, by the way, I was wearing this Studio Nicholson shirt that to me is just like a good shirt that I wore like on a Saturday night. Everyone that kind of like at whatever point like was just like touch me whatever. Like, yo, your shirt is so soft. Is that like a silk blend? I'm like, no.
What is the fabric?
Cotton.
Oh, really?
But shout out Studio Nicholson for just making soft ass shirts like Throwing Fits does.
Shout out the fucking weave. And this is no shot at Jeans. Shout out all of our friends at Jeans. Shout out Jeans. That's always the thing with, and this is not fucking new information for anyone, I'm sure. The anticipation of getting into the club has never been beat by what's inside the club once in the history of the human condition.
Well, I was even outside because I was like, we're going to be good or we're not going to be good because and it's fine because I'm enjoying myself. But like the drama, the human drama of it all was like, so because people drop all pretensions. People are like, cool guys, cool girls. All of a sudden they're just like desperate for like validation and acceptance into the physical space.
I love watching people embarrass themselves.
People get embarrassed.
That's
right.
The best. Sunned. I love watching some bozo get fucking sunned when it's not me.
Right.
Clear that it's happened to me a lot of times in my life, but I like seeing. I guess it's the shading for you that you
get. It's a self-sunning.
Yeah. Okay.
It's self-sunning.
Sometimes, honestly, a jeans, a lot of times it is a self-sunning.
I was not going to bring up one instance, but yeah.
Shout out fucking jeans, baby.
Yeah, the floor.
Get this guy inside. I'm the only guy that they'd rather have inside the club than outside.
You need this man contained.
I think, I've said it before.
Get this man. He's crawling all over the floor. Get him up.
I think like I was put on earth to be like a fucking doorman.
No.
The doorman, the Robin Hood of doormen, the doorman of the people.
Wait, you got a holiday party Saturday night?
Oh, I just, okay, I guess in terms of us, we talk about SNL and how the bits are sad and don't land. I had an unfortunate...
talk about bits that don't land.
Yeah, no, seriously, I had an unfortunate white elephant thing. I go to a holiday party every year that is mainly populated with homosexual men. And they do a white elephant. And last year, Jenna and I kind of think we just I forget what we did. I think, with white elephant, in my experience, you have someone either depending on the fucking price limit, someone either go for the obvious shit, like an Aesop starter kit, or I don't know, last year some guy brought that viral croissant cereal. And then there's obviously the people that
what'd you walk away with last year?
A candle, maybe something like that. Oh. Yeah, something like that. Or you have the kind of crafty, in my experience, gays will make something really cool. That is special, and then becomes a kind of actual tangible memory from the wonderful holiday party versus just a candle that you're sure, whatever. No one wants to steal this. I'm going to take this home. I'm going to fucking burn it and forget about it. We forgot that we had at home this is last year, the Nolita Dirtbag Fartier butt plug, which we were used. Holy shit. Honestly, the fact we left that party last year being holy shit. This would be the ultimate fucking belle of the ball in terms of the gift that in White Elephant everyone wants to steal, that becomes the talk of the party, that becomes this conversation piece. So
because it's gay guys?
No, because maybe because of the crowd, and because it's a hilarious fucking Fartier butt plug in fake Cartier packaging with a fake fake Fartier authenticity card that our friend Hartman went through all the trouble to produce for some reason. I believe you were the proud owner of a Fartier butt plug at one point as well.
Yes.
So Jenna,
available on Grails, gently used,
literally a year ago, put it as a note in her phone to remind her. So we really we're so excited. We're we're going to crush. We put it in a real fucking Cartier gift bag that we had lying around. It was wrapped up. It was really we're yo, the bait and switch that's going to happen is going to crush. Nobody gave a fuck. It fucking went over like a goddamn Led Zeppelin, to the point where the guys who one half of a couple that took it, they were just oh, okay, whatever. And then no one even wanted to steal it. So just that's the sign that the white elephant gift sucks, is that there's not even one attempted steal.
You're one of the few heterosexual couples at this party?
No, there's a few other heterosexual couples.
But where you're where the gay guy's because we're gay?
No.
Because we put stuff in our butt. Is that why you got the fucking butt plug?
No, I don't think so.
Hilarious.
It just seemed like a crowd that would appreciate
why
the Fartier
because they're gay and put stuff up their butts. That's the impetus behind what you guys are oh, hell yeah.
How? You're making it sound really bad.
You thought the gag would just land.
I just thought the gag would land regardless, and then especially in that fucking very
But you wouldn't have brought it to a straight white elephant.
Probably. Especially the way that it was kind of done up and as a fucking bait and switch, where it's a Cartier bag and a white elephant that. What was the gift limit? What could this possibly be?
Did the Cartier bag and did people make a beeline for it at first?
I think it was the second thing picked. So
and they're oh
yeah.
Well, okay, maybe there's too much bait where it's somebody thought they're getting Cartier and it's nope, I got a joke butt plug that I'm probably not going to use because it probably has the same chemicals on it that Lawrence's underwear arrives with.
There was one comment where someone was I would steal that, but it's gold, not silver. So, and I was oh, this guy clearly doesn't mix metals. That got a couple chuckles. But ultimately, then the question that the guys had, or the couple that ended up having to fucking take the Fartier butt plug home, he was well, is that at least a real Cartier box? I'm no, the butt plug is clearly in a fake Cartier box. So I'm damn, dude, this, I mean, listen,
you guys are not getting invited back next year.
No, we will. But shout out fucking Hartman for the joke that I guess was funny to nobody but
Just a
him,
bunch of straight bros.
myself, and my wife.
Yeah.
So I fucking and then here's the thing too, where it's, and I'll give you credit, where I think a lot of times I get fairly justified constructive criticism, where it's like, as soon as you like make this thing about yourself, like you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment.
Yo, we're gonna be so funny and popular.
Like literally,
we're gonna be the most popular butt plug givers at the party, bro.
No, we just like, White Elephant is a big moment at this party every year, and we were definitely flying too close to the sun and too gassed up on our own vapors, and
flying too close to the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you get?
To Uranus. I ended up stealing an Aesop kit. It's the same Aesop soap that we use at home, so I was like, well, might as well just get a free fucking reload. Yeah.
Look, a white elephant is one way to like give and receive. There's all types of ways to like give and receive. This year, I think that I'm like, my family's not really a gift giving family that much.
Same.
But I'm personally trying this year.
Cash family?
No.
Okay. That's
like the joke is like, oh, I owe you so much money because I haven't given you a gift since like you were 26. This year though, I personally, and it's totally fine if like no one reciprocates. I think a lot of it has to do with my brother having a kid.
Yeah.
And like we want to, we're doing that Christmas with him. I personally am like really getting into the gift giving aspect of it because I forgot how good it feels to just like give something that someone like truly appreciates and uses or wants. But like as a surprise.
Yeah.
Like for me, like the surprise element is kind of like, oh, I like picked up on that little thing you were talking about.
Of course.
And I'm going to like extrapolate that and like give you something that like really leans into that. But I'm also going to keep it fucking menswear and swaggy, right? So for my dad and brother, and Ian, if you're listening, skip ahead a little bit.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Dad, if you're listening, skip ahead. So my brother got a new job this past year, and his wife told me that he works in finance, but he's now like works at a company that isn't finance first, but he does work on like the finance team. He leads the finance team. He's CFO. I hope we don't go around starting to shoot CFOs. She was like, yeah, like everyone says that he kind of dresses still like a finance bro.
Ooh.
And I was like, all right.
Who's everyone?
Like the people he works with.
Oh, Jesus. What do they dress
his
like?
His friends. Like they're office friends, but like, it's a finance
What do those office friends dress like? Do you have
I have no
idea?
idea. I have no idea. So I got him some MF Pen.
Oh.
Like a brown checkered linen shirt that is like office appropriate, but is like a little funky and a little left of center, which is why MF Pen is on the Fitties Brand of the Year nominations.
You're trying to help Ian beat the finance bro tasteless allegations.
Yeah, because he wears good shit, but it is very kind of like straightforward.
Also, the office for that level of like a C-suite job, like there's different expectations for him than I think other people.
My dad, I also got him an MF Pen shirt because he wears like shirts like Patagonia, like button down shirts from Patagonia.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Not the thing to buy from Patagonia.
Because he's like, okay, well, he wears everything Patagonia, basically.
Head to toe.
His winter coat, his hat, his his shoes are like Merrill.
But I was just saying, if you're buying from Patagonia, great brand. We love it. But if it has a collar, maybe don't get it.
Exactly. So I got him a shirt from MF Pen that I own. I just got him like an XL.
Hell yeah, dude. Are they going? Will your dad I know Ian will, but will your dad appreciate MF Pen? Or does that not even? Does that not even factor?
Because he is always like
appreciate.
Born and raised in New York, he is like he's not like trying to like be cool. He just like naturally is kind of cool because he's from New York. But I think that he appreciates. He's always like, "Yo, can I get a free shirt from TF?" I'm like, "You can afford it, motherfucker." Like,
he wants to be on Flow Team.
Yeah,
what the hell, dude?
He's like, "Yo, where my shorts at?" I'm like, "He's like, can I get some of the pants?" I'm like, "You can buy." First of all, they're sold out in your size.
Yeah, if you were fucking a subscriber, Mr. Harris, you wouldn't have this problem.
Exactly. But I got a light blue with like white stripes that will really make his eyes pop. I think he's gonna like it.
That's nice.
Very
thoughtful.
Some socks from Lauren Manugi.
Ooh.
Honestly, fellas, for the ladies in your life, if you want to splurge a tiny bit, we're talking 3 figures.
For three-figure socks?
For a 3-pack.
Oh, okay.
For a 3-pack. Lauren Manugian, those are the homies. A lot of the stuff is unisex, but it is kind of like women leaning. It's all made by artisans in Peru using like the best alpaca wool. These are like socks fit for a queen. So whether it's your mom, girlfriend, sister, whatever, partner.
I love that.
Lauren Manoogian. That's the one. And another great gift that I got for myself because I couldn't help myself. Incredible Japanese incense, 60 sticks for $45.
Is incense having a moment? Two people brought high-end incense. One was definitely Japanese to the White Elephant.
So
is incense back?
I think incense is a little tricky as a gift because like the smells that you like,
sure,
they might not like. They might not be an incense burning household. You know what I mean?
That was one of the things. That's what Jenna walked away with was some, not the Japanese incense, like the full beautiful ceremonial kit, but just like some good high end, Palo Santo. I think is what you got.
Yeah. I don't. It's a tough one.
Yeah, because I think you're right. It's so nose specific.
Yeah, exactly. The nose.
It's like fragrance. Like I think that's a weird thing that people like giving the gift of fragrance. This feels like such a holiday thing. It's like how do you know they're going to even like it? No, I'm just saying it's like that's a thing that people do. It's a tough one.
Some other again, I would just like got into the spirit this year, and I was like, if you just listen to you know like or like know what their interests are, and then just kind of always just have the lens over your eyes of like, oh, so and so would really like this.
Yeah.
Oh, so and so loves 1980s New York nightlife. Hey, here's like a great I got this photo book by this photographer named Sharon Smith who posts up at the Ritz with a Polaroid and like all the other clubs in New York at the time, and just took Polaroids of like Madonna. Fucking cool. Iggy Pop,
sure,
Grace Jones, kind of all like the nightlife impresarios of the time, and they're like immortalizing these like super rare Polaroids. She just dropped a book for $60 at Dover Street. I was like, done.
Easiest, cheaper than fucking socks at Lauren Manoogian. I will say the only thing that took away the sting from bricking White Elephant was Chris complimented my fit. And is there a more fucking tasteful man in the game? Chris from Lauren Manoogian.
Where?
What?
At the White Elephant?
No, I just complimented the fit that I wore to the holiday party, like later on Instagram.
Oh, he replied to your story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's a fucking cosign, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's trying to fucking save a little bit of face here.
Was this the denim shirt under the tuxedo that got you looked like Drew Carey? What did Gallagher say?
The glasses were a bit. They definitely didn't help. My bit at the party was I was telling everyone they were prescription.
Oh, whose line is it anyway? This guy's.
Does he wear? Drew Carey wears big ass stupid sunglasses.
I don't know.
Anyway, I feel very bad that you're being so thoughtful with your gift giving, especially since so many people in my family, that's their love language. But like I have just completely reverted to the thoughtless system that is now permeated like every relationship in my life.
It's efficient.
Yeah. I got my wife gives me a fucking spreadsheet. I send my mother-in-law. Oh, the most embarrassing thing is Jen is like, send me some links that I can send to my mom to buy for her to buy you some, so give her some options. So you're not like, you don't know exactly what you're getting. And I obviously am not going to send like crazy expensive next level menswear John's thing. So I'm like poking around. I'm like,
your mother-in-law has never seen an Oral-E link.
But it's funny to me, and we'll see what I end up getting. But like, couple Stussy links because it's super affordable, a couple things that are just sitting on Supreme's website. And I just like can't imagine.
Can I get the Supreme crowbar, Mom?
Anybody ever. The only other time that Stussy's probably ever been ordered to Bay City, Texas was when my in-law got me like a cardigan for Christmas maybe like 2 years ago. But it's just crazy to me that, whoever's doing the dad over there is like, what the fuck is happening?
What, are we huge in the 70+ community now? What the fuck's going on?
Oh, and then a very embarrassing thing too is that speaking of gifts is that my mother has discovered Shein.
Hell yeah.
And just absolutely fucking, because I don't know if she knows about like the terrible fucking practices or the fact
clearly
that
not.
These
Wait, was she influenced by that influencer trip to the Shein factory?
I don't know how she only uses Facebook. Yes, I remember that was incredible. Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be, there must be something on Facebook, or they're buying Facebook ads and they're targeting my mom. My mom literally like went on Shein and bought like and I don't know why she did this. She bought Jenna. I'm looking at 4 things here, and she sent.
What's the total cost?
It doesn't say.
$12.
Literally, probably a cool $20. But yeah, and this is, I'm just like, oh no, how do I break it to my poor mother that like, it's not that the thought is beautiful, and these are all very like Jenna specific things. I think my mom called them quote unquote a few casual bow items, things with bows, because Jenna likes her girly bows. But I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, how do I tell my mom that like she's this? The thought is wonderful, but it's like you're literally giving money to an evil company.
If only Jenna had sent some links to your mom, right?
Yeah.
Or you was the middleman.
My parents,
this is on you.
But here's the thing is that my parents, because my family is not gift givers, like this is gross to say this, but like they send us a card with like a check in it for Hanukkah and / Christmas. It's like that, which is fine because then I can spend this. We can spend that on whatever fucking, expensive hotel bar we want. But
I'm not going to ask how much parents give you for Christmas, Hanukkah. Has the amount risen accordingly with your age and stature in life and cost of living? It increases, or has it stayed the same since you were like 22?
It definitely like jumped up when it's like you're married, you guys are like building a life together, and then now has, I think, like dipped down a bit as they know that like I obviously am a very successful, famous Brooklyn podcaster,
which we'll find out tomorrow. What do you spend your parents' Christmas Hanukkah gift on?
I don't know, Jen and I will just, the same thing we spend all of our money on, which is like going.
It just goes right to the whatever link Jenna sent you to buy her.
Yeah, fucking some shit that Jenna wants. Because we obviously are lucky enough to get a lot of stuff for free. We'll go out to dinner. We'll spend it on the dog. It just, and that's why I feel so bad because it's like, thank you. This is wonderful. Could always use a little extra scratch, but it just goes into the checking account and then gets spent on fucking bullshit.
Would you want gifts from your parents, or are you happy to get the check?
No, if the Shein thing isn't clear enough, like, first of all, I think guys like me and you are impossible to shop for in terms of clothes.
Well,
and also other things.
Yes, because you have zero other interests except movies, right?
I'm a very interesting person.
No, I didn't say that. I said you have no other interests except clothing.
Okay,
and movies. You can't buy someone movies.
Oh, sorry, I want a can of tennis balls.
That'd be sick. What I'm saying is that I read an article that was like, you shouldn't buy someone a gift for their primary interest or hobby or activity, because chances are they already have everything they already need for that. You should think about what their secondary or tertiary thing is. Like maybe it's cooking, maybe it's gardening, and like get them something there that can like help them kind of lean into it or be better at it.
What about trying to just like take a gamble and being like, this is a thing that you might like. That's not even a tertiary interest. Trying to like spark a new interest with a gift. That to me is like, it's
really stupid. But like for us, yeah, you should never get us clothes. And like I think, my parents like typically will get me clothes and I'm just like, I don't like this, or I'm not gonna wear this.
Yeah, I'm sure we've told many stories on the pod about like bad clothing that we've gotten from our parents.
The best gifts that my parents used to get me when I was like a teenager was like a 30-day Metro card.
There you go.
And I was like, thank you. This is fucking this is one, like required, two, like, kind of expensive. And like a necessary expense, and now and it's thoughtful.
Yeah. Though I will say,
and it's got Kareem on the back.
Yeah. Even though I have the spreadsheet system worked out with Jenna, so there's still some element of surprise when it came to her.
Wait, do you price sort the spreadsheet low to high?
Goddamn right. Depending on what her birthday's coming up next month.
What are the categories, or is it just link? It's not like price.
Let me see.
Color.
I can bring it up real quick. Hold on.
Oh no.
Let's see. Let me hit the spreadsheet.
Jen, if you're listening.
Okay, we got the sheets here. Let's bring up. All right, 1 second. Excuse me. Okay, it's called JB's wish list, and we have there's 3 columns. It's just a description. Also very specific if it's like a piece of jewelry,
like
this size, this metal, this carat size, etc. There is then a cost column that can be sorted in any way that you choose to see fit.
Does she ever lie about that? So you buy what you think is the lowest?
No, but what's very funny, and she'll never hear this, is that then there's a C column with a link. I am looking at this list right now. There are 10 things on it right now. This gets updated all the time, but there's currently 10 things. 4 of them are using her affiliate link, which is amazing. So talk about the rich get richer. So some of these products not only are things that I can buy for her, but then she can also make commission on the sale via Shop My, which is I think a thing that a lot of girls are doing.
Are they expensive? The 4 affiliate links?
One of them, I'm embarrassed to even say the amount. Like I don't know why she thinks she's going to get this anytime soon. But yeah,
4 figures.
5. There are 2 5-figure things on here. I don't know.
That's a joke. You're not going to get.
I mean, I'm like, yo, by the way, by the way, it's like your 40th birthday. That was last year, sweetheart. So I hope they still have Google Sheets in 10 years. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. And, I will say for her, it sucks that her birthday is January 20th. So that is close to Christmas. Our anniversary We have two, depending on whether it's our wedding anniversary end of March, our dating anniversary.
My dad's
early
birthday is
April.
December 30th.
Well, there you go. But but
that's even worse because it's like the day before. I mean, I'm sure as like a young man it was cool, but like now it fucking like extra sucks.
If she hit the 777 slot where it was like Christmas, a golden birthday, is that what they're called? Like a big important birthday, and then it was also then a big important anniversary. Maybe we could sniff one gift and I can knock out all three, but that's not happening this year.
So
sweetheart.
of the 10, do you know what you're gonna get?
Yeah, I even though this was a doc that was being updated in real time, like the past couple weeks, I kind of already knew what was gonna get
and do you like read out the row of like what you purchased?
No. She
to maintain surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But when it comes to me, when she's like, all right, so what do you want?
What do you ask for?
I just straight up was like, can you buy me the
can you suck it?
No, I asked for and I got, because I wear them tomorrow. But the Lemaire cowboy boots on final sale for my Teresa, which are great. Size down, which we establish tomorrow. But yeah, no, the gift giving, it's kind of like, and for me,
can I just say I don't get it. I don't get the spreadsheet process. It doesn't do it for me.
Even Santa needs a spreadsheet, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
I would almost rather
clicking away on their keyboards.
I would almost rather, and I don't know if this is true or not because I've never done this. I would almost rather, and I'm not disparaging this, it's just me.
No, I get it.
Almost rather get a gift that is a surprise, but is like not maybe used as much.
That's a waste. That is just
versus just like buying the thing myself.
This is also convenient because I just will say, like, if you were buying a loved one, a lovely lady in your life, like a bracelet or a coat. Oh my God, she's in the spreadsheet right now, moving around.
Read a message. Is she adding something?
I wonder if she's in there because she sees I'm in here. I don't know. She has something highlighted. My point is, okay, beautiful coat. What's the size? Bracelet. What size bracelet? These are the things that I know. Ring sizes. As someone who's, had to propose to get married, I know some information. There's other information that I don't know offhand. So this is
bracelet size.
Yes, I don't know bracelet size.
7 inches, standard.
That's not how apparently some of these bracelets. These are like, this is size 16. You're thinking of rings is by like millimeter.
No, bracelets is inches.
Okay, well, not this very expensive bracelet that I'm not buying. That's
Jenna is she's a small or an extra small. That's it.
Yeah, but with certain jewelry, like a bracelet, you might want, if you stack it, it's like, do you want it to be the foundation? Do you want it to be in the fucking attic? What size should it be? Anyway, but listen.
I don't know maybe I'll be a spreadsheet guy when I'm married and the magic has left the season or something.
Whoa, hey, bro.
Whoa.
It's the most wonderful, magical time of the year.
It's a December to remember.
And we're going to celebrate with everyone this Thursday.
That's great. Everyone has their different process. Real quick. December to remember for the fashion world.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We'll do this real quick. Galliano left Margiela. Mathieu, I guess in order because Mathieu Blasi left Bottega.
Mm-hmm.
Bottega hired Louise Trotter, formerly of Lacoste, where she did some interesting things, and formerly the creative director of Carven.
Yeah.
She becomes the creative director of Bottega Veneta. Then Mathieu Blasi is announced as the artistic director of Chanel. And before all this, maybe, I don't know if it was before Galliano leaving Margiela, Julian Klausner is an internal hire at Dries Van Noten. He got Big D's blessing. I guess Big D will kind of remain as like an advisor.
Sure.
In like a loose capacity.
Mm-hmm. When he's not gardening. And
so
cooking.
finally, these fucking musical chairs, rumors swirling, like high school drama bullshit can be put to rest, at least for now. The only one, I was talking to homie about this, the only one that I think is like interesting.
Okay.
Really
personally.
Look, it's more like of these three brands, like I have barely any Bottega. I don't have any Chanel.
Yeah, but Bottega you got to pay attention to because it was so fucking sick.
Yes, absolutely. As like it was like number one.
Yeah.
But it's too expensive. I have Dries.
Not at the outlets, baby.
Not at the outlets. Well, just the jewelry. The
clothing or in my case, a pair of jeans.
Yeah, still very expensive. Doing the internal hire has seemingly been like, and that's what Mathieu Blasi was, an internal hire at Bottega. Yeah. The internal hire where someone is like already familiar with the various like components of the business, with the ateliers, with the house codes, with the Dries, not really that much. And the house codes,
Dries just makes everything.
It's more like Dries is a relatively young brand. And so they're not like as entrenched or entombed as they would be at Chanel.
I wouldn't call him that young. He's been fucking cooking for a minute.
Since the 80s.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying compared to Chanel.
Right.
And Dries is probably more like contemporary than like high-end fashion.
Yeah.
This motherfucker better start gardening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Dries, and people are like, oh, the Dries combinations of like florals and prints and materials are so specific to Dries Van Noten, the man,
his
that
sensibilities,
they cannot necessarily be replicated or just like continued in a linear fashion, which is totally fine. But you'll get musical chairs of like, you know, kind of like
dominoes,
big blockbuster trades
yes.
in like the NBA versus like developing talent in the farm system. Matthew Blasey felt like the most obvious example of that, being like, maybe that's, instead of going for the all-star name that has like cachet and clout and, you know, name recognition behind it, like a Eddie Salmon or like a Galliano, hiring someone internally does feel like it has been successful in the few instances of recent note.
Yeah, and depending on who you talk to, he was and shout out to fucking Daniel Lee at Burberry, good fucking luck keeping that job. He was always, people always said that he was the guy anyway.
Yeah.
I will say, to your point,
he was a Margiela.
Yeah, but I will say the farm system hire is always great when it works. But look at what's happening with Gucci right now and how it kind of like not like blew up because Sabato still has a job, but like they're falling off hard. So like when it works, it's great. And then when it fails, it's almost like easy. This is obviously Monday morning quarterbacking this, which is a perfect way to continue the sports analogy. Then you're like, well, you know, like who knows? Is Galliano going to end up at Gucci and take this fucking farm guy's job away because he fucking clearly doesn't this farmer's job away, this prospect's job away because he fucking didn't have the sauce to keep it going in the big leagues? Who knows?
That's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know that, but also you're supposed to give someone what, 3 years for their like vision to be like take hold
if you're lucky.
Matthew Blasey designed the bejeweled Yeezy mask at Margiela.
Oh, really? That was him? Fucking goated. I will say one thing too that is not getting mentioned here is that the Luis Trotter Lacoste stuff. Like no one, I think everyone thinks of Lacoste as like obviously like this big brand, and they have these runway shows. I think we both agree it's like cool, underrated shit that like you can't buy. It's more of like a spectacle that exists as a billboard for like polos and sneakers and the rest of the business. But like that's a talented person, and it will be very interesting to see how that outside hire works at Bottega, who, like you said, outside of probably Loewe, has been like humming along as like the number one like consensus buzzed about fashion house. If you kind of like don't necessarily.
You're talking about Just Blasey?
Yeah, Just Blasey. If you don't work in the fucking Row and the Jacques Mus of the world, you know?
Big loss for the fellows, though. Again, not that like you and I were rocking Bottega, but like Chanel doesn't do menswear.
Yeah.
Like men wear women's Chanel. So we're just never going to, guys with fucking dicks aren't going to be able to throw on the Blasey on their meat, bro. Kind of a loss for us.
Yeah, for real.
When are we going to have representation in the high fashion spaces that we so deserve?
And yes, and also if Bottega fucking falls off, which I hope does not happen, because again, Luis Trotter is pretty fucking underrated. It's only going to make those menswear pieces from this era just rise in value. And it's like if I already wasn't going to be able to get leather fucking jeans, definitely not going to be able to get them fucking now. I'll tell you that much.
But I also think that there's value in kind of using Bottega Veneta as like a Northern Star for like styling.
Yes.
And like for example, their leather ties, which I believe are woven or whatever the phrase is. Maybe that's not true. Like I bought a leather tie from our Legace because I saw the way that Bottega did it and the way that Legace did it. But, you know, to kind of see it validated by like, or kind of done a little differently in the Bottega world versus like the OL world. But what they do with men and like the campaigning and the styling and like piecing together color and texture is like super interesting and replicable up to a certain point without necessarily spending $10,000 on a Bottega coat.
But that's for anyone listening who's like bored out of their gourd right now. They're like, this is fucking gay. Who cares? The main utility, I think, for a lot of these runway shows for guys who cannot afford it is that looking at the runway shows and taking cues from fucking styling and then like maybe shifting your perspective about how you can find a similar piece from a brand that you love that is more in your fucking price range and work it into your wheelhouse.
Exactly.
There's a lot of value there. And honestly, dude, very curious to see what happens to Galliano. Because he was crushing. That to me is actually.
I'm rooting for him now. I was very out on Galliano.
I think everyone's back in, dude.
I think everyone's back in. I like when he blew up and had that anti-Semitic rant. Like I loved that. In that it was I didn't agree with his position per se, but I will defend his right to express it.
Right.
No, actually, I won't.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I was very like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is just like exemplary of how like fucked up the fashion industry is, and how like the racism and misogyny and sexism and classism is just behind this thin veil of like silk and cashmere. And turns out that everyone is just like a monster, and it is just like, you know, a fucking high school like cool kid popularity contest. But I don't know, I 180'd on him as he like seemingly did kind of like was dealing with like insane shit. Not to excuse his behavior whatsoever.
He had to go to rehab for slurs, dude.
Yes, but I think that he was like, I forget, maybe there's an interview or profile a few years ago, but it was like he was ground down by the fashion industry to the point where he was like self-medicating on pills, alcoholism, had a terrible childhood, and he just like lashed out and was like, had a lot of hate in him. But then like just through the work, and also I respect the fact that he kind of was like, you know what? He used to be a fucking rock star. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm going to put myself behind the scenes.
Which is the Margello way, by the way. That's like getting hired by the Yankees and shaving your fucking facial hair.
Right. But it's like Demna was like, oh, I'm sick of stunt Johns and stunt marketing. I just want to let the clothes talk. And then like 2 seasons later, he's doing fucking whatever, like garbage bags. Yeah. Galliano was like, you know what? I'm going to let the fucking talent speak for itself.
Craft, dude.
It's no longer about me and my name. And even though I dress like a fucking Cirque du Soleil performer, I'm going to just let the work talk.
I want to ask you if you've heard any rumblings or grumblings about like, did Galliano, because he was getting so much love and praise for not just the rehabilitation of the image, but like the work that he was able to do at Margiela with that super talented team and how people loved specifically those couture collections. Did you hear anything of him like leaving that seemingly like perfect job to then thinking he was going to get the Chanel gig? Because like, why leave?
I don't know if the timing, I don't think he would leave unless you have the security of getting the Chanel gig.
I don't know, dude. I think he's a guy that might be, to your point, now entering this kind of like new era where he's like back, like, Lord forgive me, but I'm back to the old me where he's like Galliano mode, dude. Versus,
I thought the rumblings were like he might launch his own thing.
There you go.
I thought it was also like you wouldn't unless your name is signed on the dotted line at Chanel, you wouldn't then leave Margiela.
I just wonder if it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're on a short list. And you're like,
hey, I'm available now.
Because with all the rumors and shit, like it's like sports where like, you know, there's leaks and shit that happen, and fashion people, you know, treat this just like, you know, everyone that follows sports is like, you know, a little fucking GM in their own mind, and you get caught up in the rumors. And part of me, it's got to be his own thing. It has to be.
And that's why I'm so fucking happy that all these musical chairs or the dust is finally settled a little bit, because we can stop talking about it like. The rumors, the nastiness, the screenshot
before it starts up again in one fucking week because somebody bricks their fucking job as per usual.
Thank God we won't have TikTokers explain this shit to us, because that shit is going to be dead in a month, which I guess we'll talk about when it eventually dies.
You're convinced it's going down.
I think the prevailing thought is that it's not going to be able to figure out like navigate the rules and regulations that have been put in place for ByteDance to divest and like find a seller and keep it going. It's just because they only have like a month. So there was some ruling that rejected their appeal, and so they're like, sorry, figure it out, bitch.
Damn, dude. So I think this pod we're with TikTok. This is a rest and piss moment from us, right?
No, I'm conflated. I love TikTok.
You're conflicted.
I'm conflicted. I love TikTok.
Are you conflating how much you love TikTok because you like seeing some juicy booties?
I don't see juicy booties on TikTok.
I thought that was your whole algo.
No, that's my IG Explorer.
Dude, and also TikTok is also like mad PG, right? You can't even fucking say anything.
It's gotten lamer.
We get suppressed crazy.
It's gotten lamer. My TikTok is now woodworking, ASMR, and like Federer highlights.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, which is pretty sick. And that's kind of it.
Okay.
And then SNL clips. That's how I watch SNL, is through fucking TikTok clips.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just like, oh, that meme from last week? What if they met this other meme and had a baby?
It's how it's meant to be fucking consumed, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, this is another episode of the only podcast that matters. Shirts out Thursday if you're a stacker. Shirts out Friday if you're Gen Pop or a free subscriber. See you on Thursday.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for the Fitties to drop next week. Can't wait for the Critics' Choice Awards to drop tomorrow.
Yep.
I only got one thing to say, Lawrence. It's not even to you. It's the chef. And that is take us out.
Happy holidays.